Good morning. Good morning. It's Saturday, January the 8th, 2022. Welcome to Supernatural Saturday, the meditation portion of our Shortcuts for Your Soul program. And I want to welcome you today. And Happy New Year to those of you that have missed the meditation portion of the program. Wow, we are in for some amazing times this year. And it's really important. Meditation is crucial at this time. And literally, meditation is absolutely crucial at this time. One of the things they've told me about meditation and the reasons it's crucial is it's the only mechanism that you have to learn to make a distinction between your body, your mind, and your soul as an awareness. And only from the perspective of your soul can you become aware of your communion or relationship with the divine, with God. Only from the perspective of the soul can you begin to perceive the masters, your guides, your angels, these other multidimensional beings. And so over these last few years, we've emphasized meditation, and we've now allocated Saturday for that day. So welcome. Good morning. Good to see you, Daniela. Just dig my glasses out here. So yeah, it's amazing. So meditation is crucial. One of the things I said is without cultivating the ability to meditate, you are unable to perceive dimensions beyond the physical realm. Without meditation, you're not able to learn to perceive dimensions beyond the mental realm where your thoughts are. Without meditation, you cannot begin to reflect upon yourself as a spiritual entity that is able to function with and through the physical and mental dimensions of consciousness, which are separate and distinct from what you are as a soul. And this is really important. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, we're going to just give everybody a chance. Hello, Daniela, Michelle. Hey, Con. And so in today's meditation, we're simply going to start off the new year with the fundamental first steps. But please understand, meditation is absolutely crucial to your spiritual evolution. It is the only mechanism that allows you to differentiate between the physical world, the astral world, and the spiritual worlds. They are different in degrees. They're not separate, but they're just different in degrees. The experience of matter is significantly different than the experience of thought, although one is causative to the other. And that relationship works both ways between body and mind. The invisibility of matter affects the visibility of the body, whereas the body and the experiences of the world can affect the perceptions of the mind. And it is your awareness as a soul that enables you to make a distinction between mind and body and your awareness. Without that distinction, much evolution from the perspective of spiritual consciousness is very difficult. You must learn to distinguish between your body, your mind, and your thoughts. Meditation facilitates that process. And there are many forms of meditation, but they all lead to the same place: awakening, ascension, freedom, creation, playfulness, conscious choice. Meditation is essential for liberating yourself from the limits that this world imposes upon your consciousness. Our meditation today will be very, very simple. And that's the way we like to start things. Keep it simple. When you keep things simple, it is understandable so that anybody can comprehend and understand the simplicity of enlightenment. Because enlightenment is not a complex thing. It is a very simple thing. Wisdom, truth, knowledge, receiving guidance from God, from your angels, from ascended masters is fairly simple once you understand how to shift your awareness perceptually from being identified with the body, being identified with your thoughts, being identified with your emotions. Your emotions are simply energy for creating changes in matter, time, and space. That's all emotions are. They alter, affect, and change the structure of energy in the form of matter. That's what emotions do. You see people get excited, their bodies react and respond because the energy of that emotion organizes that response in matter. which will ultimately lead you to comprehending at some point what is creation and what are you as a creator and what can you manifest as a creator when you learn how to utilize and harness emotion and have no resistance to the way emotion works through the physical medium. In other words, you don't have resistance in your mind or body to the types of energy, emotion you bring through. And so you can manifest things far quicker and easier when there's no resistance in thought and in matter. When they said that was crucial, like there's an energy, when they're saying the meditation is crucial, it's like it's essential right now. Many of you may find yourselves repeatedly falling back into what they call the deep sleep. And the deep sleep is where you are lost, believing that you are only a personality, that you are only that finite body, that you are only that collection of thoughts and memories, that that's all there is to you. And we want to assure you that that is not true. The thoughts, emotions, and memories you have are implements that you can utilize for creation, but you are not them. You utilize them in the act of creation. When you make that distinction, the process and concept of responsibility shifts and changes so that you are able to orchestrate changes in time, space, and matter more deliberately. The intensity of urgency connected to the need to remember who you are as an entity, as a consciousness, as an awareness that has been given a body, has been given a mind, as the entity able to orchestrate and change that, you put yourself into a position where if anything happens to body or mind, you do not lose your conscious awareness. There have been medical conditions throughout the world that have been noted, a condition called hydroencephalitis, which is a form of water on the brain. But there have been conditions and cases where a very small amount of brain matter was only in that person's physical body. They only had like a square centimeter of brain matter in the head. And yet they had cognition and function. They went to school, they went to university, they got doctoral thesis. They graduated, they were intelligent. The brain is not where their consciousness comes from. You are not your brain, you are not your body. You utilize the brain and body as a medium of communicating energy from an undifferentiated state of consciousness to a differentiated state of consciousness, from the expanded to the finite. So your consciousness does not depend on biology, nor does it depend on thought. These only facilitate a process of cultivating self-awareness to the degree and extent that you are then able to liberate yourself from body and mind, so that if anything happens to them, you remain conscious as an awareness. What happens to most people who believe they are a body and mind, when the body and mind cease to function, they lose conscious awareness. They lose their reference point of who and what and where they are as a conscious entity. But once enough awareness is established, the consciousness, you, the ascended masters, the divine, can function independent of matter. Science is coming to the place where it is now beginning to comprehend and understand these other dimensional realms. They call it the quantum field or quantum realities or multidimensional possibilities based on the way finite particles of matter behave. But what they do not understand is that behind that quantum field is an organizing principle, a conscious awareness that recognizes that it can deliberately and intentionally organize and restructure matter. That there is an intelligence that can organize and restructure matter into the forms that you see of planets and stars and solar systems and galaxies and universes. There is a consciousness principle that organizes matter, much as you are a consciousness principle that can orchestrate and alter and change conditions of matter in the physical world. So the simple act of opening and closing your hand is a process whereby you are orchestrating an energy to affect matter. You're able to manifest or alter or change matter by the way you interact with it. This is true on the finite perspective of even the smallest molecule, the smallest subatomic particle, is amenable to this principle of consciousness, where you focus your attention, you begin a process of organizing and structuring molecules. And there are many examples of this where they discovered that a light beam could also be a particle and a wave simultaneously, and that the perception of the observers determined what they would perceive. And one could be perceiving a light particle one moment and change their perception. Suddenly that particle now becomes a wave by the alteration in the organizing principle's perception of that substance. And you have this relationship with the world around you all the time, but most of you do not realize this, that the way in which you utilize your attention, you are generating an organizing command, as it were, to direct matter and experience to organize themselves in very precise ways. Now, you may have done this in this form, but you may also have done this in preceding forms of existence, what you would call other lifetimes, where you organize conditions of matter to function in a very precise way in relationship to your awareness. And you come back into a new body with this established pattern of how you organize matter, and you come into a life perhaps where you are suffering. But you do not realize that this is an effect of causes set in motion by your consciousness from a different perspective of time and space. However, you are not bound to maintain that condition of suffering the moment you begin to alter and change the qualities of your focus and begin to reorganize the way in which you direct your thought. You begin a process of reorganization of matter so you can change your suffering into liberation. You can change your sorrow into joy. You can change the conditions of your world very easily when you begin to understand the relationship that you, as an awareness, have over the conditions of time, space, and matter, which are mechanisms that lend themselves to following your direction by way of your thoughts, images, and emotional energy. And it is the emotional energy that exerts the greatest influence. In other words, emotion, depending upon the intensity of it, can organize matter quicker or slower. A highly intense emotional energy can organize a condition in time and space very quickly, whereas a very limited emotion or a very slow, muted emotion will organize matter very slowly. Now, we are simply laying a fundamental foundation here so that you have a basic understanding of what it is that you do as an awareness when you create or choose a thought, when you align your awareness to a certain quality of emotion, which you can change at will. But from this perspective, if you believe that you are your thoughts, you believe you are your emotions, it's very difficult to realize that you can actually change and alter them. This is how I feel, this is what I think, this is who I am. And you are bound then to be entrapped in that perception that you have created. You are making your own freedom, or you are making your own imprisonment. Which is why there are so many people throughout history who have gone through terrible suffering and yet turned around and created very noble and wonderful expressions of being. There are those that seem to be horribly impaired because they are not impaired by the body. They are liberated by their soul. So one may be blind and deaf and dumb physically, but their soul is awake and alive and conscious, and it is able to transcend or transmute the existing conditions of matter so that no limits appear to exist, and they can function more higher than anybody at a normal physiological expression. They're able to function better, even though they appear to have greater limitations. They seem to be able to do more. It is because it is not a function of biology or mind, it is a function of soul and energy, soul and emotion. The process and purpose of meditation is to restore you to that place of awareness, to remind yourself, to retrain your mind and body to the understanding that they are implements that you utilize in the process of creation with a substance called emotion that moves through them and affects them continually. In the process of meditation, you begin to align yourself back to the awareness of being. And from that perspective, your awareness begins to orchestrate and restructure thought memory, emotion to induce changes in time, space, and matter. And the most simplistic examples of this are someone who is sitting quietly and something happens that is funny and now they are laughing. There's an immediate change in their energy. If you get excited about something where before you were not, it is the emotional energy that is brought through the form that stimulates the action of the form being excited. This understanding of emotional energy is very important, and learning how to regulate and alter and change this quality of emotion is key to being able to unlock the doors to your creative limitlessness. When you understand that emotion is simply an energy in motion that you can alter and change with your awareness, you now have the key to unlocking the door for your creative potential to be unleashed in this physical dimension and beyond. You also move into the place when your emotions are aligned to certain frequencies of consciousness. For example, the emotion of fear and the emotion of love are different frequencies of energy that you can alter and change. You can actually change the emotion of fear. You can change that energy into a different expression of itself, much the same way you can turn water into ice or steam. The same substance, by being altered vibrationally, changes. So too, emotions as an energy follow that same principle when guided by you, if you understand. And so, training your body to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, training your mind to be quiet, calm, open, and receptive to your awareness lends you to the position of being independent but aware of both mind and body. And from that perspective of being aware but independent of mind and body, you can begin to generate and alter thoughts, ideas, images, considerations that will induce specific changes in the conditions of your body and your mind, in your thoughts, in your what you call your feelings of the body. And so we start this year off with the understanding that meditation is crucial to your survival as a soul, as a spiritual entity, for your awakening, as you call it. This ascension that is unfolding on this planet begins with the awakening that you are not your thoughts, that you are not that body, you are an awareness, but you are here to learn the process of mastery over time, space, and matter, because it is your nature to be a creator. It is your nature to be a creator. And in this understanding that you are a creator and are able to affect changes over time, space, and matter, the possibilities of what you may do or be or create and experience become limitless from this perspective. And so we will keep the process, as it always is, very simple. Meditation is not a complex process. The complexity only comes up when you've got a mind and a body that are not trained to be still and quiet. Where you've got a mind and body that are afraid, where you've got a mind and body that need to be taught that they are loved, that they are honored, that they are cherished, that they are respected. And that you are the one to do that. Because if the world were going to love you, you would be loved very deeply right now. But it is up to you as the awareness to establish a vibration of love in this mind by renewing its thoughts, in that body, by renewing its vitality, by changing how you treat it. And so we keep it very simple, learning to keep your body still, training your body that it is safe to be still, to be in a place where it will not be disturbed, so it feels protected. Your body is an instinctual mechanism that is based in very simple fundamentals of survival, pleasure, and pain. And we will go into that at a later date, but at this moment, we want to simply lay out simplicity of the process of meditation and why, and then have you experienced that for a few minutes. And so the process of meditation begins when you begin to articulate a form of deliberate breathing, where you deliberately and intentionally have the body breathe in a certain manner. This has two effects. The first effect is it teaches your body that it is able to be surrendering to you. It can surrender itself to you. You have it breathe in a certain manner. You usually breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth, and give your body permission to relax. With each breath you exhale, you give your body permission to relax. This establishes a relationship between you as an awareness and your body as a vehicle, as the instrument that you utilize in the process of creation. And once you begin to realize that the body will relax when you slowly and deeply give it permission to be still and quiet, and repeatedly teach it to relax, to let go, to be still, and that it's okay. You can communicate to your body that it's okay to be still, to be relaxed with you. Make certain the space that you're in is private and personal for you, so that you give the body the physical safety that it might need. And so you have the body in an environment where it is safe, and then you begin the process of breathing slowly and deeply. And you exhale, and you're teaching the body to relax as you give it permission to relax as you exhale. And each breath that you do thusly, giving the body your permission to relax, you give the muscles permission to relax. You communicate to the body it is okay to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful for a little while. You give your body permission, and you utilize your breath as the mechanism for asserting that permission by slowly and deeply breathing. You're creating an energy of relaxation in your body. And that energy of relaxation mimics a condition that you might call sleep, where the body is relaxed and repairing and correcting itself. And that is also what begins to happen as you begin to breathe and relax. You give your body permission to relax and be still, to be quiet with your breath. And you allow the muscles to relax, and you allow the muscles to relax, and you allow the muscles to relax. And the next step, as you continue to allow the body to breathe slowly and deeply, is then to turn your attention to the place where there is thought. And you give the mind, you give your thoughts your permission that they do not have to think for a while. You give your thought permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, because you have the body in a safe environment. And so the mind can be still and quiet. And you use your breath, again, to assist the mind in becoming still and quiet as well. You use the breath. And the breath is now relaxing the body, and you're giving permission for the thoughts to be still, to be quiet. And each breath now, you're not only relaxing and giving the body permission to be still and open and receptive to you, you're now giving the thoughts and the emotions permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And we can assure you that as the body relaxes through breathing, so too will the emotional field, the emotional energy in your consciousness begin to quiet. With each breath, with each deliberate and intentional breath, to allow the body to be still, to allow the thoughts to not think for a while. With each of those breaths, the system quiets and calms, and you begin to experience your authority over the body in a very pleasant way, because you're not fighting your body, you're not fighting your mind, you're giving it permission to relax, to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. You're giving it permission to do this. And as you begin to feel the sensation of the body letting go of the tensions, as you begin to feel the mind becoming still and quiet, as you begin to feel the emotions becoming relaxed and receding to a quiet space, you may need to be more persistent in your gentle breathing, drawing in and releasing and giving the body and mind permission to be still and quiet. Repeatedly giving your mind and body, it's okay. Even if your mind is afraid or anxious or upset or scared, it is simple. Repeatedly give your body and your mind permission. It's okay to be still and to be quiet and to be peaceful for this time. And as that process begins to be enhanced, as you continue that process of breathing and extending permission to the body and mind to be still and quiet, you begin to become aware of a sensation of your awareness that you were born with. Sensation of awareness, a sensation of stillness, a sensation of quiet, of calm, of peace, that you are now establishing by directing your mind and body in this fashion. And so we hope that as we've been explaining this, that you've been following with us and applying this process, repeatedly giving the body permission to relax, allowing the muscles to relax, giving them your permission to relax, to let go, to be still. Repeatedly giving your mind permission to be still, to be quiet. It's okay not to think for a little while, to give your mind that permission. Then to observe the emotions and experience them becoming quieter, calmer, and more peaceful as you give the mind and body permission to be still, quiet, and peaceful. And so let us do this for a few moments together. Just simply breathe deeply into your lungs, fill them completely. Hold your breath. And as you exhale, give your entire physical mechanism permission to relax. Give all those muscles, all those nerves, all the glands in that body permission to relax. Give them permission to relax as you exhale. And then breathe in again, deeply in through the nose. Hold your breath. And as you allow the body to exhale, give it permission to relax even more and more, allowing all the muscles on your face to relax, allowing the muscles in your neck and shoulders to relax, giving the body permission to be still. And drawing your breath in again. Holding your breath. Again, exhaling, giving your body permission to relax even more. And then drawing in another breath. And this time, as you exhale, give the thoughts in your mind permission to not think for a little while. Draw your breath in. And as you exhale, give your thoughts permission to not think for a while. As you exhale, allow your thoughts to become still, quiet, and peaceful. Giving your thoughts permission to not think for a while. Just like you give your body permission to relax. Give your thoughts permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And each breath you take now, continually give the thoughts and the body permission to be still, quiet, and peaceful. You may even communicate to them that they are perfectly safe with you at this time. Your mind and body are perfectly safe with you at this time. And each breath allowing mind to be still, body to relax. Each breath allowing it to go deeper. And as an awareness now, feel how it feels to have your mind and body respond to you the way they have. Be aware that they have responded to you in the way that they have. If they seem to get anxious or nervous at all, simply breathe deeply and give that nervousness or anxiousness your permission to relax, to be still, to be peaceful. Give it your permission. As you exhale, each breath now that you direct the body to take is an instrument for allowing your body and mind to be still by your permission. Giving them permission to not think and to be still. And feel how they feel. Feel how they feel with each breath as you direct them to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to your awareness. And choose this thought to give to your mind and body. I am willing to love you. Choose that thought to give to your mind and body. I am willing to love you, even if I do not understand you. Choose to give that thought to your mind and body. I am willing to love you, even if I do not understand you. And feel how they respond when you give them that thought. You use your breath to give your mind and body permission to be quieter, calmer, and more peaceful. And very gently, just allow yourself to experience the difference that you have created in your body, to whatever degree you have allowed that. Allow yourself to experience the difference you've created in your mind, if you have allowed that to that degree. What is important here is to become aware that you, as an awareness, as a soul, as a non-physical entity, can interact with your mind and your body in a way that the environment cannot. And you can thereby begin to assert a new influence over both your mind and your body. And in that awareness, you begin to liberate yourself from what the world has conditioned your mind and body to think that you are supposed to be. You begin to now establish a reality in your own mind and body that is more suitable to who you are as a soul. This is just the beginning of this year, and we are very excited about going forward with you throughout the next months and weeks that roll forward in this delicious experience of the material manifestation you call Earth. Wow, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. So for those of you that have gone through this process, we encourage you to stay with it. For those of you that are struggling with emotions and mind that is running on rampantly, be patient with your mind and body, because your mind and body have been taught to think and feel the way they've been taught to think and feel. And now you are in a position to begin the process of establishing what we call meditation as a mechanism for training your mind and body to be in a state of consciousness that supports and enables you to express your creative potential here. Training your mind and body to function different than the way the world has trained them to be, because there is so much in this world that can confuse you and frighten you and upset you unnecessarily, that you must learn to teach your mind and body the way you need them to be, and not simply defer responsibility over your thoughts and emotions and your biology to the world around you, when you are a divine soul, an expression of infinite love manifesting through a single mechanism of time and space. It is your true nature. You are one with that divine source that beats your heart right now. We hope that you have enjoyed this experience of being, this experience of recognizing that you can establish a new mind and a new vitality in your body simply by a process of meditation that is not complex. It's the simple act of teaching your mind and body a new way of being by how you assert or interact with them, rather than depending upon the world to take that responsibility for you. You are able and have within you all that you need to alter and change the conditions of mind and emotion and body. You are that power, and you may assert it in the fashion that we've explained as a beginning step. When you come to an understanding that your mind and body are able to serve you, will operate on your behalf for you, that they can be still, quiet, and peaceful, well, they can also be highly creative and extremely energetic in the process of manifesting what you want here. So we say to you today, much love, go forth and apply this process of teaching your mind and body to be your servant and not your master, not your master. We wish you much love, and we will see you again.